All right, let's dive in. Today, we're talking about something that is quietly reshaping companies from the inside out: Shadow AI. Now, the name alone sounds a little ominous. And yeah, it carries some huge risks. But what if it's also your company's biggest hidden opportunity? So let's just get right to it. What really happens when your employees, your teams, start using AI in a way that goes, well, rogue, operating completely in the shadows with zero official oversight? Okay, so to really get to the heart of this, we first need to be super clear on what we're even talking about. What exactly is shadow AI? To put it simply, shadow AI is any time an employee uses an AI tool that hasn't been officially signed off on by the company. And look, this is way different from the old shadow IT problem of somebody installing an unapproved app. We're talking about employees using these incredibly powerful public AI platforms for one simple reason. They're fast, they're easy, and they get the job done. So you gotta ask, why is this happening? And honestly, it's rarely malicious. Your people are just trying to be better at their jobs. They're trying to be more productive. They're bypassing the slow, clunky internal systems for the kind of simple, user-friendly tools they use every day in their personal lives. It's really a symptom of a deeper problem, a disconnect between what employees need and what the company is actually giving them. And make no mistake, this isn't some tiny little problem happening in a few isolated corners of the business. The scale of this is, well, it's kind of staggering, and it's all happening right under our noses. Get this, a recent global survey found that nearly half, we're talking 44% of employees, are already using AI in ways that go directly against company policy. That's almost 1 out of every 2 people. And it doesn't stop there. Over half, 57%, admit that they've actually made mistakes because of AI. You know why? Because we're often just trusting whatever the AI spits out without double-checking it. Just think about the potential for error there. It's massive. But here's the stat that really blows my mind. A staggering 41% of employees say their company doesn't even have a policy for generative AI. That's not a gap. That's a massive, gaping hole between what's actually happening on the ground and what's being managed from the top. Okay, so we've established it's happening a lot, but what's the big deal? What's the actual harm here? Well, when AI is operating in the shadows, it brings some really serious dangers to the table. We're talking about things like confidential company data being leaked, major security breaches, your intellectual property walking out the door, and huge compliance failures. Let me just paint you a quick picture of how easily this can all go wrong. Okay, picture this. You've got a finance team. The pressure is on, right? They're scrambling, racing against the clock to get a quarterly report out the door. So one of them, trying to be efficient, just copies and pastes a whole bunch of sensitive, not yet public financial data into a free public AI tool to get a quick summary. Seems smart, right? A harmless little shortcut to save some time. But here's the catch. The moment they hit enter, that data is gone. It's out of the company's control. The AI provider can now store it, they can reuse it to train their models, or heck, it could get exposed in a data breach. And the worst part, you'd probably have no way of even tracing it back. And that really gets to the heart of it. What starts as just an innocent attempt to be a little more efficient can suddenly spiral into a full-blown crisis, one that could damage your brand and bring on some serious regulatory heat. So, hearing all that, the first totally understandable reaction might be, okay, that's it. Shut it all down. Block every external AI tool, no exceptions. But hang on, is that really the right move? No, not at all. And this is where things get really interesting. Because if you look at it from a different angle, you realize that shadow AI isn't just a threat, it's a signal. It's a huge, flashing neon sign showing you exactly what your organization needs. This is a total game changer. The tools your employees are choosing to use on their own are basically a free roadmap. They're highlighting the biggest gaps in your official tech stack. They're pointing you directly to high-impact use cases you might have missed. In a way, it's free research and development, showing you exactly where you need to innovate next. So the real challenge here isn't to crush this behavior, it's to harness it. Let's talk about a practical strategy for turning this huge liability into a real, genuine strategic advantage. Right, the whole idea is to move from chaos to clarity. You're not trying to play whack-a-mole, stamping out every new tool that pops up. The goal is to create a system that guides all that incredible employee energy and creativity in a safe, productive direction. And here's a pretty simple 3-step way to think about it. First, you govern. That means you set up clear policies, clear rules of the road, so nobody's guessing anymore. Second, you enable. Instead of just saying no all the time, you provide safe, approved AI tools, a sandbox for people to play in. You give them a productive outlet. And finally, you empower. You educate your people, you train them, and you build a culture where responsible innovation is celebrated, not hidden in the shadows. And in the end, this is the choice every single organization is facing right now. You can go the route of rigid, top-down control, and you will absolutely stifle the very innovation you need to compete. Or you can respond with a clear, enabling strategy and unlock the incredible potential that's already bubbling up in your workforce. So here's the bottom line. Your employees are already out there on the frontier, exploring what AI can do, with or without your permission. The only real question left is your organization ready to lead them, or are you going to get left behind trying to catch up?